Welcome in to another stitch tutorial. This is a little bit of a long one, but I hope it's worth your time. This is a 6-row repeat, so let's begin. I'm using my custom made hook by Jelena over at Cutlery Designs. She is down below underneath the info for the hanky markers and the HanKeys. Take a look at her Etsy store. Brilliant price. Brings your hooks into fruition. If you want something on a hook, she can do it, and at a brilliant price too. Oh yes, let's get going. So this needs a multiple of 11 plus 3. So let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Now I'm going to double that for the tutorial. So 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 21, 20, 21, 22. Adding 3. 1, 2, 3. And let's do our first row. So in the 6th from the hook, that's on your hook, so it doesn't count. We're going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. 6th from the hook, you want to do 3 double crochets all into that same chain. So there's 1. 2 and 3. Skip 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and in the 5th, 3 DCs, double crochets times 3 into that same stitch. From here, we need to chain 3. 1, 2, 3. Skip 2 along the main chain. 1, 2. And into that 3rd, we're doing a single crochet. And now we're going to repeat what we've just done on the other side. So chain 3, skip 2 along the main chain, 1, 2, and into that 3rd, 3 double crochets. One, oops, 2, and 3. You see how it mirrors? Okay, now we need to skip 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 3 double crochets into that 5th. One, 2, and 3. Chain 3. 1, 2, 3. Skip 2. 1, 2, which brings us on to the end of our row. We just do a double crochet into that last stitch. Now, as with every row on this pattern, when you get to the end, chain 2. Always chain 2 and then turn. Now here is the start of the pattern repeat. So we're on row 2 and the pattern repeat is from 2 to row 7 that's the repeat that you do. You may want to write it down because it's a lot to remember, but heck, you can pause this, you can fast forward it, and you can slow it down if needs be. But let's go. Row 2, 3 double crochets into the top of the first double crochet. One, 2, and 3, all in the same stitch. Now we're going to almost completely repeat what's under here. Everything under. So next we are skipping 4 and 3 double crochets into the top of the next cluster. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4 right in the middle, because you've got the 3 double crochets down there into the top of the middle one. We are doing 3 double crochets. This is 1, 2, and 3. Chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and you see the single crochet from the row before. We're doing a single crochet into the top of that single crochet. Chain, chain. Chain 3, skip 2, 1, 2, and then 3 DCs into the top of the middle double crochet. So 3 double crochets into the very top of the middle one. 1, 2, and 3. We are skipping 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, hang on. Let's do that again. 1, 2, 3, 4, which brings us onto the end. And we're doing 3 double crochets into that last. So 1, 2, and 3. Skipping 2, which literally gives us the turning chain. So DC onto or into that turning chain to create the edge. As with every row, chain 2 and turn. We're now doing 3 DCs into the top of this next DC. So you don't want to go into where the chains just come from. You're going into the very top of the next for 3 DCs. 1, 2, and 3. Skip 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, which brings us to the last DC. Double crochet, 3 double crochets into the top. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, now we're at the point of the chain again. So 3 chains. 1, 2, 3, and where the single crochet is from the row below, single crochet into the top of that, and chain 3. 1, 2, 3. We're going to skip 2, 1, whoops, 1, 2, and in the top of that very first double crochet we're going to do 3 double crochets. 1, 2, and 3. Next we're skipping 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, which brings us to the middle double crochet from the cluster below, and into the top 3 double crochets. 1, 2, 3. Skip 2, which brings us to the end. Make sure we double crochet into that turning chain to keep the edge. Chain 2, turn. Row 4. Now this is where the pattern changes ever so slightly. So in the next chain we want to do a double crochet. So that's actually the top of the double crochet, but you know. Chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and skip 2, 1, 2. Now we're at a chain space. So in this chain space, not into the stitch, but into the space itself, that is where we are going to put a single crochet around that space. Next we chain 3, 1, 2, 3, skip 2, 1, 2, which brings us to the top of the third double crochet. So here we do 3 double crochets. 1, 2, and 3. Now we're going to skip this chain, we're going to skip this chain, and into the top of the first double crochet we're going to do, have you guessed, 3 double crochets. 1, 2, and 3. Next we are going to chain 3 because we're needing to get over there a little bit. 1, 2, 3. We're going to single crochet around the chain space once more. So there's your gap. You want to do your single crochet over this chain space. Chain 3. 1, 2, 3. Skip 2. 1, 2. double crochet on the end. And as we're at the end, chain 2, 1, 2, and turn. Now, row 5. You want to double crochet in the very first chain, not in the one where we've just come out of, not this very first one. You want to go in the next non-worked chain for a double crochet. Chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and in the top of this single crochet that we just did, do another single crochet. So now we need to do a chain. 1, 2, 3. Into the very top of this first double crochet, we want to do 3 double crochets. 1, oops, 2, 3. Okay, so single crochet, chain, 3 double crochets. Now we need to skip 4, 1, 2, 3 and 4, which takes us to the middle double crochet from below. In there we want 3 double crochets. 1, 2, oh my gosh, Mr. Honky Horn just put me off. 3. Chain 3, 1, 2, 3, to mimic what's below. And there's a single crochet, so we're going in to the top of the single crochet with another single crochet. And because we're repeating what's mirrored, 1, 2, chain of 3, skip 2, 1, 2, and in the top of that double crochet put another double crochet, which leaves us one at the end. So just do another double crochet in the next one along. And we're at the end, so chain 2, 1, 2, and turn for row 6. We are putting a double crochet into the next stitch, just one. Chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and we're at the single crochet again. So let's put another single crochet, and we're mirroring what was before. So we need to chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and into the top of this first double crochet. Do you know what we're going to do? It's 3 double crochets. 1, 2, and 3. Skip 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, which takes us to the middle double crochet of the next cluster. Let's skip 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And in the top, in we go for 3 DCs, double crochets. 2 and 3. So from here we're going to chain, because that's what's below, and we're at a single crochet, so we're doing a single crochet into the top, chain 3 again, 1, 2, 3, and from there we have got the last 2 double crochets. So we're going to go in there into that last one, to do the edge. Now I'm going to show you at this point. Can you see the leaves? You've got one almost complete here. You've got one almost complete here. And one almost complete here. So let's get that last row of the repeat done. Chain 2 and turn. 3 double crochets are going to go into the next stitch. So 1, 2 and 3. So I said next stitch, not the stitch that the chains just come out of, but the next one along. From here we are going to, oh, hang on a second. We're going straight over to here, the start of the next cluster, and into the top we are going to do 3 double crochets. 1, 2 and 3. And there we have one complete leaf. Chain 3, 1, 2, 3. We are going to skip 2, 1, 2, which brings us to the chain space. We're going to single crochet around that chain space and chain 3. 1, 2, 3. We're going to skip 2, 1, 2, and into the top of the last. Oops. Thank you. 3 DCs, 3 double crochets. And we're skipping all of these chains because we need to close up the leaf, and we're going to DC double crochet into the top of the next double crochet, and also place one in the very end on the turning chain. And there we have. let me just put a stitch marker in. Little hanky markers. Details down below. So we have a leaf, another leaf, and the top of another leaf. And just keep repeating rows 2 to 7 inclusive to make it as big or as wide as you would like it, you would need it. Now I have done this in a chunky. I highly guarantee with a DK or even a sport weight, if you do this in those, it looks beautiful. It's nice and drapey and lovely. Although if you do it in this, in the Aran weight or a chunky, it makes a really nice little blanket. Give it a go. What can you come up with? I came up with some leaves. Hopefully I will see you next week for another stitch tutorial. Enjoy your week. If you're willing, there's a subscribe button just down there if you haven't already, and the thumbs up really helps. Hopefully I'll see you next time. Take care. Bye bye.